to come up and join me, and I'm going to take you through some basics, and then Jeff's going to talk about his experiences as well. One of the things to start this, David Fox, start late, finish rich. Most experts expect the next wave of millionaires to be dominated by small business entrepreneurs. In my opinion, it is one of the last wealth-building opportunities available to the average individual in this country today. We know that for the next 10 years, real estate is going to be a very dicey proposition, and particularly in the residential side, which is what is accessible to most individuals. And the stock market, very few people trust it. I feel that it has its ups and downs, and that it's difficult to predict. And that leaves investing in small businesses. So whether you're buying or selling, the same rules apply. Strategic buyers pay the most for the business. People do business with people they know and trust. The asset value on a company is on the company, not on the owner. You've got to really think about this. You have to remove yourself and take your ego out of the picture, because the next buyer isn't buying you. They are building the company and its strength. Sellers want certainty, and buyers want to reduce their risk. And this is the constant tension in the negotiation. Whether you're on the selling side or on the buying side, do not plan on the upside. Plan on the downside, and be grateful and happy when it comes out better than that. Make sure that you have a specific, well-articulated plan for the business. Long before you get to sale, and as you go through sale. It will pay dividends to the future buyer. Will value that if it is something that you can prove is working, it has a track, and it has legs under it. You want to always look for holes in the business. If you're a buyer, that will reduce the value or the purchase price of the business. If you're a seller, you want to plug them before you go to sale. So look for the things that aren't working and say thank you as a seller. Look for the things that aren't working and say thank you as buyer, either way. Realistic expectation about EBITDA multiples drives the deal. Everybody that I talk to in the buy-sell business says this is really the linchpin in any deal. The owner has an unrealistic expectation, the deal doesn't get done. You can find a unique value and increase your multiple on EBITDA. And things to look at are your supply chain, your customer base, your market reputation, any unique processes, patents, anything that is truly unique. And by truly unique, I don't mean we've got a well-run company. That's not good enough. You also want to figure that the deal will take twice as long and cost twice as much. It's like any other negotiation. It rarely goes as smoothly as you would like. For the owners, the mistakes that they make before they get ready to sell, they are over-optimistic about how their business is doing and how things are going in the market. They don't face reality soon enough. They keep overhead high in anticipation of things getting better. They avoid automating the business, and they don't do that because the time and the effort and the money that it will cost. However, the next buyer wants a smooth running, accurate, bulletproof system. They avoid exit planning. One of the most common things I hear from business owners is, I'll get to that later. It is viewed as a personal threat. You mean I won't be here someday? You mean that I might be expendable? You mean that I might die? I don't mean any of those things. I just mean you've got a game plan for how you are going to build wealth at the point in time that you're ready not to be here anymore. That's all an exit plan is. And something like 85% of the companies in this country don't have one. Although if you're in this room, I know you've been working on it. They don't recognize that the market is changing. They're out of touch. They kick back and let the business drift. They expect that the buyer will solve their financial problems. So one of the things that happens is the business gets up, it gets running, it goes on all cylinders, it's making a lot of money. The owner starts traveling, enjoying life, and takes their eye off the ball without that underlying talent pool, management team, systems, processes in place to run the company and know that it's on track and growing. There are some tax considerations to think about. If you are thinking about buying or selling in the short term, this is the year. And the reason for that is the Bush tax cuts expire, and there is a question as to what will happen then. They're at 13% capital gains right now. They could theoretically go to 28%. On $1 million, that would be a difference of $150,000 as a multiple. So if you're looking to buy somebody this year, they have a significant incentive to get that deal done before the end of the year. For the most part, I know you're not looking to get out by the end of this year, so that may be less relevant to you. The other thing is, if you're a C Corp, plan on getting out of being a C Corp and converting to an S Corp several years before you're ready to exit. The reason for it is that your gains are taxed twice as a C Corp, only once as an S Corp. Ways to create value. So if you're looking to get ready, yeah, go ahead, Bob.
You know, I just want to mention, I recently converted from a C Corp to an S Corp.
Yep.
But in order to do it, I think it's a 7-year or 10-year period of time.
Yes.
So for anyone who is contemplating it, it should be done sooner rather than later because the years have to go by.
Yes. There is a look-back period, and you will be penalized in the look-back period. In terms of creating value, if you're looking to create value either as a buyer or a seller, you do the deal in order to eliminate a competitor. So if you're looking to sell, you could go sell to your next biggest competitor and have them take you out of the marketplace. Now some people get their ego caught up in that and say, you know what, I could get the best multiple there, but then my employees are out of business, the company name is gone, we're destroyed. That's your choice. Recognize the multiple that you may pay by taking that choice.
There's also danger in that, in opening up your books and also your supply chain and everything else to a competitor. So you got to make sure that their intent is earnest. Otherwise, you've just shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, as you go through due diligence, and you went through that, so you've got to be real careful about who you're giving your books to, but you're going to have to open the books up. In terms of expansion, picking up customers is one way to create value. Another is to pick up products or services that you can sell to your existing customers. And a third is to pick up somebody's underdeveloped product or service that you can do something with and leverage it forward rapidly. You can also do a deal in order to improve your systems, your knowledge base, your technology, which usually goes to operating the business more efficiently. That certainly was one thing your buyer was looking to do and then took no advantage of.
Right. We were in another market, and the idea was for them to channel their products through us into the other market, and they decided not to do that because it was something they weren't familiar with. So they ended up getting scared, and it's too bad because that was where the growth is.
Well, and that's one of the things as a buyer, you better make sure you know going in what it is you're willing to follow through on or not. You can also either look to do a deal or look to sell your company to someone who is looking to add talent and looking to shed dead weight. So a company that may have an aging workforce that is out of touch or not as highly productive as it could be may be very interested if you have a young talent pool, or vice versa. You may buy another company in order to upgrade your talent pool. You can also look at creating value by doing a roll-up. Steve, you've been through that. And the trick to doing a roll-up is you have to be able to rapidly cut costs. And you have to be able to distribute your costs across a bigger base and make sure that as you do the roll-up, each piece that comes in is able to be profitable. And you can also create value by transforming the business. So we're coming to the end of a chain where we know that this is not going to go any further, and we've got to make a big leap into a new marketplace, and an acquisition can be a way to do that. Steve, you want to talk for a minute about